Hey, good morning.
Are you ready? Are you ready? I said, are you ready? What? Let's go.
Let's go. Wake up, everybody. Those of you out that been on about 3-4 hours of sleep like me, watching again late night Monday. It is time to wake up. It is time to go. And as always, we got our honey roasted cashews. We got our breakfast of champions. We got our monster this morning. Our monster of choice is Ultra Fantasy Ruby Red. As always, as our policy, we start every show off with the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you'll take off your hat and join me this morning. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, we are off to a good start. We're going to hear some dogs barking this morning, inside, outside. We're watching the grandbabies this week, so you might hear a little background barking there, but that's okay because we let the dogs out. Woo, woo. Anyway, that was a little throwback. So, also, we want to remember that every show we honor and salute all of our service people, those who have served in the past, those who are serving now, and those who will serve in the future. We want to also remember those that gave the ultimate sacrifice so that we could be free and we could be enjoying our freedom and do just the kind of things that we're doing today. All right. Oh, wake up. Another one, bartender. Okay, let's get started off. We broadcast live from the Brownsburg Free Advertising Chatter Studios in Brownsburg, Indiana. Let's start off. Let's check in on some Major League Baseball in the ALCS. It was the Blue Jays 4, the Mariners 3. The Blue Jays move on to the World Series. The Dodgers had clinched, so coming up Friday night, make sure you mark this down. Make sure you check this out. Friday night, 8 p.m., it is the start of the World Series. Are you ready to wake up? Are you ready for some trivia? Let's get right to some trivia this morning, shall we? Which of the following Super Bowl winning quarterbacks was chosen lowest in the NFL draft? Was it Joe Montana, Joe Flacco, Brad Johnson, or Tom Brady? After being drafted in the 10th round in 1964 and serving a tour in the U.S. Navy, which quarterback joined the Dallas Cowboys and ultimately turned them into Super Bowl champions? Was it Tony Romo, Danny White, Drew Bledsoe, or Roger Staubach? Who in 2012 broke Johnny Unitas' long-standing record for consecutive games throwing at least one touchdown pass? And we're going to come back a little bit later and we're going to give you the highlights of those trivia questions. And the Indiana Hoosiers jumped to #2 in the country with a 38-13 win, beating Michigan State. They're climbing almost to the top of the top 25. Ohio State retained number 1 with a 34-0 shutout of Wisconsin. And one of the wildest shakeups In recent memory, teams came in, teams went out of the top 10. What a shakeup in the week. This week, Indiana takes on UCLA. Number 7, Georgia Tech takes on Syracuse. Number 4, Alabama takes on South Carolina. Number 11, BYU takes on Iowa State. And number 15, Missouri takes on number 10, Vanderbilt. Don't miss a minute this week of college football. Moving on to the NFL. What another fantastic week in the NFL. We started the week off with the Bengals topping the Steelers 33-31. Joe Flacco making his appearance for the Bengals. In this one, what a classic. Aaron Rodgers, 23 of 34, 4 TDs, 2 interceptions. Warren, 16 carries for 127 yards. Flacco, 31-47, 342, 3 TDs. Brown, 11 carries for 108 yards. And Chase, 16 receptions for 161 yards and a TD. If you miss this classic, you really miss something. Flacco versus Rodgers. It was the Rams 35, the Jags 7. Stafford had 21 of 33 for 182 and 5 TDs. It was the Eagles 28, the Vikings 22. Jalen Hurts 19 of 23, 320 yards and 3 TDs. It was the Pats 13 and the Jets 6. Leggett had 9 receptions for 92 yards and 1 TD in that one. And the battle of the bad. The Browns 31, the Dolphins 6. Judkins had 25 carries, 84 yards, and 3 TDs to carry the Browns to victory over the Dolphins. It was the Bears 26, the Saints 14. Swift had 19 carries, 124 yards, and 1 TD in that one. The Chiefs 31, the Raiders nothing. Shutout for the Chiefs here. Mahomes 26 of 35, 286, and 3 TDs in that one. It was the Colts 38, the Chargers 24. Colts jumped out quick in this one. Daniel Jones 23 of 34, 2 TDs, and Jonathan Taylor just racking it up. 16 carries, 94 yards, and 3 TDs. Jonathan Taylor is definitely on a roll. In this classic, the Broncos 33, the Giants 32. In making history, the Broncos scored 30-some points in the fourth quarter. What a game. I'll tell you what, Dart was 15 of 33 for 283, 3 TDs and 1 INT. And Nix was 27 of 50 for 279 and 2 TDs. Every one of these games this last week held its own set of drama. It was the Pack 27, Arizona 23. Love was 19 of 29, 179 yards and 1 TD. Brissett stepping again for Arizona, 25 of 36, 279 and 2 TDs in that losing effort. The Dallas Cowboys 44, the Commanders 22. Zach Prescott, 21 of 30, 264, 3 TDs. Williams, 19 carries, 116 yards, 1 TD. And CeCe Lamb, 5 receptions, 110 yards, and 1 TD. The 49ers ran 10. McCaffrey had for 129 yards in that one. The Lions coming on strong, real loud. They took it to Tampa Bay 24-9. Gibbs 17 carries, 136, 2 TDs. Man, what a game for the Lions last night. And in the late one, it was the Seahawks 27, the Texans 19. Darnold 17-31, 213, 1 TD, 1 interception. Stroud came in with 23 of 49, 229, 1 TD, and 1 interception. Again, what another week in NFL. Great games out there. Hope you got to see them. And if you're like some of us and you stayed up last night and you watched, you certainly weren't missing any action. You saw it all. We got those trivia questions for you. Which of the following Super Bowl winning quarterbacks was chosen lowest in the NFL draft? That would be Flacco being a first rounder, Montana a third rounder, and Brady a sixth rounder. Brad Johnson, though, was a ninth round choice out of Florida State in 1992, who went on to quarterback the 2002 Tampa Bay Buccaneers to a Super Bowl victory. After being drafted in the 10th round of 1964 and serving a tour in the U.S. Navy, which quarterback joined the Dallas Cowboys and ultimately turned them into Super Bowl champions? Despite winning the Heisman Trophy at the Naval Academy, Roger Staubach slipped in the draft because of his mandatory military stint, but turned out to be the greatest quarterback in franchise history. And who in 2012 broke Johnny Unitas' long-standing record for consecutive games throwing at least one touchdown pass? That would have been Drew Brees, the New Orleans Saints QB, threw at least one scoring pass in 54 consecutive games before a November loss to the Atlanta Falcons. And that is your wake-up trivia this morning. So get up. Your standings, looking at them, coming out of week 7. In the NFC West, 49ers at 5-2, Seahawks at 5-2, and the Rams at 5-2. In the NFC East, it's the Eagles 5-2, the Cowboys 3-3, the Commanders 3-4. In your NFC North, Green Bay comes in at 4-1, Lions 5-2, Bears 4-2, and the Vikings at 3-3. In the NFC South, Tampa Bay drops to 5-2, Panthers 4-3, Falcons 3-3. AFC West, it's the Broncos 5-2, Chargers 4-3, Chiefs 4-3. And in the AFC East, it's the Pats 5-2, the Bills 4-2. In the AFC North, Steelers 4-2, Bengals 3-4. In the AFC South, it's the Colts leading the league at 6-1, and the Jags at 4-3. And that is your weekly standings update. Let's take a little drink here. Let's take a toast to all the teams. I just say that so I can catch a little more Monster. And maybe a few corn nuts. Gotta wake up here. All right. It is time. It's time for our little drum roll. Here's our picks for the coming week. We are taking the Chargers over the Vikings. We're taking the Falcons over the Dolphins. We're taking the Bears over the Ravens. We're taking the Bengals over the Jets. We're taking the Bills over the Panthers. We're taking the 49ers over the Texans. Taking the Patriots, who are coming on strong, over the Browns, who enjoyed their week of glory. The Eagles over the Giants. Giants are going to be on an absolute letdown. Tampa Bay over the Saints. Tampa Bay has to bounce back over the Saints. taking the Colts this week over the Titans, Cowboys over the Broncos, Steelers over Green Bay, and the Chiefs over the Commanders. And those are your picks for the coming week. Get ready for another great week of sports. We will be here every Tuesday bringing you the updates as we see them. Now, we're going to get out of here. It's been great having you here. This has been the Day C Sports Show on this Tuesday. Join us every week when we look at baseball, we look at college ball, and we look at the NFL. So we are going to get out of here. Have a great day. Have a great morning. And we'll catch up with you on the flip side.